Are you completely happy with your body? I know it's a loaded question because there are so many ways to answer it. It is my belief that most people are not totally happy with the way they look, but most folks probably don't obsess over it, as I did. I have to confess that I am not at all happy with my body because of my breast size. I always wish they were bigger. They are so small, only a 32A, and I was very self-conscious about it for many years. My breasts have been the same size basically since I was 12 years old, and that does not feel very attractive. After all these years being consumed with my breast size, I'm still not quite sure what other people think about it. And by other people, I mean men. For me, though, my small breasts are not something I am proud of. I am a confident woman in many other ways. I am fit, athletic, and I am often told that I'm very pretty. That's nice to hear. Although somehow I didn't feel like such a pretty woman because of my small breast size. I didn't feel womanly. I have no cleavage to show off when wearing a cute dress. I have to wear padded bras all the time. When shopping for clothes, I only chose certain necklines that don't show how flat I am. It's a lot of work and constant effort to make up for my small breasts with clothing. I was so envious of my girlfriends with a C cup or D cup. I always believed they looked so sexy and feminine, and I could never ever achieve that look, even with the fanciest, most expensive push-up bra. I hate to even admit it, but I decided I wanted to make a serious change. I researched breast augmentation surgery. I dove down an internet wormhole, studying all the options for breast enhancement. There was so much intimidating information and so many choices, I wasn't even sure that any of it would truly help me. I learned all about breast implants and the various types of them, like saline implants, silicone implants, and there's even a new variety of silicone implants called gummy bear implants. That sounded fun and less intimidating. They apparently keep their shape, even if their outer shell is broken because of a thicker kind of silicone inside that feels like gummy bears. Anyway, I spent a lot of time learning about all the various options for breast surgery, the risks and safety of implants, the procedure itself, the recovery time, and basically everything else you would want or need to know. But then there was the kicker. The most shocking and scary part of the entire concept of getting a boob job was the cost. The cost for breast augmentation surgery depends on the exact type of implant you choose, and also on the location and doctor you use. The prices that I found ranged from $5,000 to $10,000, and sometimes even twice that. For me, even the lowest estimate was outrageous. This was way more than I could possibly ever afford. And of course, because it's cosmetic surgery, health insurance would not cover it, not even a portion of it. I felt devastated. There was no hope for me to be like the other women I see who are naturally well endowed. I was jealous of the testimonials I saw online about successful breast enhancement surgeries. I saw inspiring before and after photos, and I was saddened by how much better and happier the women looked in their after photos. I was ready to just give up. Then I stumbled across something truly bizarre. It seemed preposterous, but it gave me hope. On social media, I suddenly started seeing a lot of posts about how Vaseline petroleum jelly can increase breast size. The idea is that by massaging your breasts with Vaseline every day for a month, you can increase your breast size, create more firmness, and even lift sagging breasts. Sounds crazy, right? Many women on social media swear by it. I saw before and after photos and read many Instagram testimonials about how this was effective. I couldn't wait to try it. What would I have to lose? A jar of Vaseline, even the biggest one at the store, was a minuscule fraction of the cost of plastic surgery. I followed instructions on YouTube videos which said to massage each breast for 30 minutes using a generous amount of Vaseline. I took time every night for a month to meticulously massage both my breasts with the recommended amount of Vaseline. I even used toothpaste on my nipples, as I had seen one YouTuber do to make them perkier. I was diligent about my routine, and I couldn't wait to see results, even if they were small and subtle. After seeing the comments on various YouTube channels about how people said it really worked, I was encouraged. I thought that I started to see some changes, and I was beginning to feel excited. I was sure that 1 hour of dedicated massaging per night would pay off within a month. Sadly, it didn't work. Not even one bit. Not even the tiniest change in size. I did more research, which I should have done in the first place. As it turns out, there was no clinical evidence whatsoever that petroleum jelly or any topical solution that increases breast size. I was devastated. How could I be so foolish to believe this internet hoax? I realized that the Vaseline actually moisturized my breast skin to the point where they had a sheen and a glow. I knew they weren't larger, but my breasts actually did feel sexier. It was a placebo effect at the beginning of the experiment. I did feel a tiny bit sexier, even though I knew my breasts were no bigger. This experience taught me a huge lesson. I realize I am more than the size of my breasts. I can still feel sexy, attractive, and desirable to men with my own body as it is. Everyone has insecurities about their bodies, and some women with large breasts wish they had small breasts like mine. I've learned to accept myself, my breast size, and my body. I've discovered new confidence as a result. So what do you think? Have you ever experienced discomfort or dissatisfaction with your body that would lead you to consider something as drastic as surgery? And probably a more important question, does breast size really matter? Tell me what you think in the comments.
I'm dating a guy called Jake. I'm also dating a guy called Tom. That's right, at the same time. Yeah, I know. Not nice of me. You shouldn't sleep around. But I'll be the first to admit that's not the worst bit. Are you ready for the big twist? They have the same face. That's right. I'm dating identical twins. That's where you come in. I need you guys to help me decide who to pick. Because simply put, I just cannot keep this up. And I need to fix this ASAP. This story has a kind of crazy beginning. I saw a guy at a party. He was cute. I dug him. A lot, actually. We got talking, and before long, we really hit it off. He was so sweet, so kind, and just super intelligent. I've always liked clever guys, but it was so weird. He just wouldn't ask me on a date. Maybe it's old-fashioned of me to expect the guy to make the first move, but I was waiting for it and he wasn't doing it. In the end, I bit the bullet and asked him out. I was so excited when he said yes. Our first date was cool and everything, but that initial magic wasn't quite there. I still loved his cleverness, but he was just so awkward and so shy. It was impossible to get a conversation out of him. He gave one-word answers to everything. A few days later, I bumped into him at college, and he was so different. Suddenly, he was charming, cool, cracking jokes. I loved it. I'm sure you can see where this is going. Confidence suited him, made him even cuter somehow. We got chatting again, and as much as I loved this side of him, something was up. It was like he lost 1 billion brain cells since our date or something, because suddenly he was just, and I don't want to be rude, but just so dumb. And then it happened. I called him Jake, and he laughed and said, "That's my twin. I'm Tom." Suddenly I got it. Jake is super clever but shy. Tom is an idiot but confident. Both are equally, obviously gorgeous. So what was I to do? Gosh, I wish I could take Jake's cleverness and Tom's confidence and just smash them together into one person. But hey, I'm no Dr. Frankenstein. I can't build my own perfect boy, as much as that would be awesome. There, at that moment, Tom said something I should have seen coming. He asked me out on a date. Jake and I had already agreed to a second date, even though I had to be the one to ask. So I could also date his twin brother, could I? That would be crazy. But you can call me whatever name you like. I just couldn't resist. Tom's charm and swagger were too irresistible. I said yes before I realized what I was doing. Date 1 with Tom was great. There were no plans. We kept things loose, walking around town and chatting. He always knew the right thing to do. He always knew the right thing to say. But oh my gosh, he was an idiot. Halfway through the date, I realized he didn't even know who the president was. He didn't even know what month it was. I can't be with a guy like that. My biggest hobby is reading. I want to be a scientist. Imagine a girl like me marrying a guy who can't do basic math. The next day, I had my second date with Jake, and that was equally troubling. Everything was super planned. We went for a meal. It was nice, but I kind of preferred the spontaneity of my night out with Tom. It also took me ages to get a conversation out of him. He just kept shyly looking at his food, letting his floppy fringe dangle over his face. Like, no thanks. Tip your head back so I can check you out, please. But once I finally got him talking, gosh, his intellect is impressive. I can't believe these two guys were raised by the same parents. He went on this epic rant about quantum theory, and it was a privilege to just lean back and listen to him speak. And then when I had things to say, he actually listened. Do you have any idea how few guys listen to a girl when she talks? I know it makes me sound greedy, but I just couldn't pick one of them. So I found myself dating both of them. It worked for a while. I'd pick whichever one I was in the mood for and go on a date with them. Judge me all you want, but for a while, it was kind of bliss. But things have taken a tricky turn. See, Tom has invited me to meet his family for dinner. I was so excited that a guy likes me enough that he wants to introduce me to his family that I said yes. But I'm sure you can see what the problem is here. Jake will be at that dinner table. What do I do? Do I say yes? Do I keep dating Tom but make up an excuse to not go to dinner? Or do I ditch Tom and stay with Jake, who will probably always be too shy to introduce me to his family? Please say you've got some answers, because I sure don't.